Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Now I'm going to give you the updates on Invest 94L, which will become Tropical Depression Bonnie anytime now. All it has to do is get circulation all the way around the center, as well as what's going on with the new data this morning. Because not only the NASA satellite, but also GFS is showing what the Canadians saw a few days ago. So I'll let you know the data of exactly what's going on. Make sure you share this information. Hit the like button, guys. Help support the video. Let people know what's going on out there, because there's going to be a lot of hype on this morning. And if you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe, because I am all year long. I've been here for years for you, and I will be here for a long time for you. God bless every single one of you. Hope you have a very great Sunday. So as you notice, we are back on this page again. It's been 48 hours. We have not heard from Paulette Lawson, and I have spoken with her many times in my comment section. So God bless you, Paulette. I truly hope you're okay. But to keep things fair, we have to pick a winner. So here we go. Let's pick another winner of what's going to get this generator. I'm trying to give it to someone. All right, I have myself out of the picture so everything can be legit. Everybody can see this is as fair as possible. And let's see who the winner is. Dean Q. Congratulations, Dean. You are the winner of the generator. You have 48 hours. I'll give you the same amount of time that Paulette had to contact me through my email so I can get your address so I can send you this generator. So God bless you, Dean. I sure hope you can use it. So let's get to all the data that we have on this new track and new intensity of what could happen to Invest 94L. Will it still become tropical depression, tropical storm, maybe even still a hurricane? So as we look at the cyclone locations on all the weather models, so according to the information, within 5 days, it could be all the way towards Honduras already. It could start strengthening up and be a little bit later and a little bit northern. And that second wave is the one that's showing that it could go all the way towards the north. Now, it's showing so far in the data that the cold front will not be there in the beginning of the month, although the MJO is showing something different as well. So by the time we get all the way to July 4th, it could be headed towards the Bermuda High and swinging around. It could go into the Gulf of Mexico. And if it goes by the Bermuda High, the high pressure is going to stretch out from the cold front and then push quickly to the west. A lot of them show it could go around. Some show it could go into the Gulf, and some show a far western push. But I'm going to show you the chances of that actually coming true. So as we look in the next 5 days, according to the Euro with the SpaghettiOs, you can see around about the area that it could be around the same thing as GFS, not quite as close towards Honduras, but it shows that northern push as well. And that second wave, which has been a little iffy on its track and where it's going to go. Precipitation always showed it taking a north push. Even the NASA satellite is showing almost what the GFS is seeing this morning. So as you keep on going, you can see that this one has a great chance to go either towards Honduras or take that northern push right over Jamaica and strengthen. And that second one has a good chance of swinging around that Bermuda High and going towards the Gulf of Mexico with the rest of them. If it don't go towards Honduras and it takes that northern push, which we have seen before right over here by the Western Caribbean, that it could go into the Gulf of Mexico and go even further west, getting pushed by this next plume of dust, which is a big high pressure, and keeping it to the west. That would be more realistic than this one swinging around the Bermuda High and going west all of a sudden over Florida. But with the high pressure expanding out, even the NASA satellite is starting to pick up on that. But as you take a look at your AO, your Arctic Oscillation lets you know when you get these cold fronts in, because it is a high pressure and it would be doing that block. You see, first off, in the end of this month, we still get that dip of that cold front coming through. I do have your temperatures for you. Remember, all the links are in the description for everything that I do show you on your temperatures and everything else. So this would be expanding out, keeping that first wave still going towards Honduras and Nicaragua. Even the NASA satellite is seeing that without a lot of precipitation in that. So that should somewhat be a weak system. But the second one is showing that it'll be a little more lifted up according to the Euro as well as the GFS, that it's not coming that deep into our country. So it will block around the mid-Atlantic area and not the southeast for the Gulf of Mexico. Even the GFS is saying the same thing as the Euro. We're going to get that first dip of cold air still coming through towards the end of this month. Then it'll raise up to a little bit more of a warm up, and that second dip isn't coming as far as the first dip. So it's not coming as deep as the first one is, blocking the first wave. So it does lift up a little bit unless this wave right around that Bermuda high instead of staying in the Caribbean. And it really all comes down to timing on this second wave. So as you look at the update from the MJO, you can see it did update today from the 26th all the way to the 10th. And once again, to show you this properly, I have to turn this sideways so you can see what it is I'm talking about. So right here, you have the 7, which is your West Coast. 8 is your East Coast, and the 1 is the Eastern Caribbean and the MDR, your main development region. So as you see from the beginning of the month, we get that cold front coming in. It does start making a dip towards the central U.S., but then instead of going to the south and southeast, it turns immediately around the 6th through the 7th and goes towards the mid-Atlantic and the northeast, and then parks it pretty much over northern Atlantic. That's about it. It don't come as deep as it did before. It's going a little more northern on that cold front. And one thing that's starting to look just a little bit concerning is when you look at the intensity guidance of Invest 94L. So as it goes towards 3 days, majority of them show that no matter what, it will be a tropical storm. The next name is Bonnie on the list, and it could be weak or strong. But as you continue on towards 5 days, that's where the information gets a little different. It's either going to be a tropical storm, and the majority of them show it will be a tropical storm. But once it goes towards 5 days, it could either grow towards a Cat 1, Cat 2, or even a major Cat 3 hurricane, which is a possibility. It's a thin possibility. It's only a couple of members that actually see that. But the majority shows that in 5 days, it will still be at least a tropical storm, and there's still a chance for this to become a hurricane. Now, you update from National Hurricane Center, and I will check this again before the end of the video so you have the latest information for today. And for Texas, for the South, you still have this disturbance 2 in the Gulf that is still bringing y'all rainfall. This will not be anything strong. This is not the tropical storm that Farmer's Almanac did see. This will be something very weak. It'll just bring you a lot of rainfall. But matter of fact, the NASA satellite is seeing that it will be 2 upper level lows swinging around all this precipitation, and it will be bringing y'all the rainfall that y'all so desperately need. At the same time, Invest 94L has gone up to 40% in the next 48 hours. It is literally ready to become a tropical depression already, guys, and 70% in the next 5 days. Now, shower and thunderstorm activity has increased in association with the tropical wave over central tropical Atlantic. Environmental conditions appear conducive for further development, and a tropical depression is likely to form during the early to middle part of this week. This system is forecast to move westward at 15 to 20 miles per hour over the tropical Atlantic, approach Windward Islands on Tuesday, and move across the southeastern Caribbean Sea on Wednesday and Thursday. So interest in the Windward Islands should monitor the progress of this system as we go into these next few days. But you can already see that Invest 94L is already at 29 miles per hour winds, 1010 millibar pressure, and it is moving west at 20 miles per hour. So as soon as it gets rotation around the north, west, south, and east side, all the way around the center, it will get named. But regardless whether it gets named or not, you will be getting impacts towards the Windward Islands. So just be aware of that. The Leeward Islands, the next wave is what could be affecting you as well. So it is already ready to be a tropical depression. It's just not favorable right now. As it gets closer, then it starts getting more precipitation, more rotation, and that's when it will actually form. Plus, we still have disturbance 1 on the Pacific side, and it is 30% chance in the next 5 days. This is still going to take the same path that Celia is taking and still bring some more rainfall to the southwest for y'all monsoon season. But as you look at the update with the GFS, the 0Z, where we get our weather balloon information, you can see literally in 72 hours that it will be coming over the Windward Islands. Now this will give the potential for a strong tropical storm, maybe even a chance for a hurricane for Honduras. So just be aware you do have a lot of precipitation coming with this storm. It's been showing your area for a very long time, as well as the wave right behind it. Now the first wave don't get a lot of precipitation according to NASA satellite. The second wave does get a lot of precipitation according to the NASA satellite. So literally by July 3rd, it starts passing by Puerto Rico according to this model run, and it gets weaker as it goes by the Bahamas, but then it stretches out with the high pressure because of that cold front coming through in the beginning of July, and it gets pushed to the west, strengthening up over southern Florida. And that's what we see with the NASA satellite, but that's about as far as we can see. And GFS takes it a little bit further, takes it into the Gulf as a stronger system coming right for southern Alabama, Panhandle, Florida, and curving around that Bermuda High. Now take this with a grain of salt. Even though NASA satellite somewhat sees its formation in this path as well, please take this with a grain of salt. It's still too far to be sure what's going to happen with that second wave, because the trend has been to the west. But remember, this is what the Canadians seen a while ago. And if that was to happen, so far the first path coming towards Honduras will bring anywhere from 90s to low 90 miles per hour wind gusts right before landfall. And that second one wave would come towards Puerto Rico with 50 to 60 miles per hour wind gusts, go by northern Bahamas, strengthen up with 50 miles per hour wind gusts across central Florida, and get back to 90s to low 90 miles per hour wind gusts for the Panhandle, Florida, for the southeast. But as you look at the pressures, you can see how the first wave forms up, goes towards Honduras, starts becoming a weak hurricane as it goes towards Honduras, Central America. As the next wave goes towards Puerto Rico, a weak storm, possibly a tropical depression, weakens down because it's getting a lot of shear, goes around the Bermuda High. Then it starts strengthening up by the Bahamas, but then the high pressure expands out because we get that cold front in the beginning of the month, and it pushes it to the west. And it stays weak the whole time because with all this high pressure, it would be getting a lot of shear if this path was to show true. But then the high pressure goes away. It strengthens up at the last minute right before landfall. But like I said, take this with a grain of salt. I do not believe this will be the outcome. Because as you look at the model guidance, first you look at the GFS and you'll see where it has that possibility to take these northern tracks. But this black line right here is your controlled member. This is a more than likely outcome that will happen. You see, it will take a northern path, but it will go over Central America towards Mexico. This is where it's going to go and not to the north into the Gulf of Mexico. You can even see with the automatic cyclone forecast that the majority of them show the westward push and not that northward push. You have one ensemble member showing to the north, and that would make that the outlier. That is a path that we see this morning. Then you can see that here also on the models. Most of them take it right across into Honduras, Central America, maybe even a little bit towards the Western Caribbean like we saw on Friday. And only one is taking it where it goes to the north out into the Atlantic. And that would make that the outlier, guys, because the majority of them, almost 99% of them, show that westward push. Matter of fact, when you look for the chances for a tropical cyclone to form up, according to the GFS and the Euro, the GFS is confirming that it will take that westward path right towards Honduras. And that is what GFS is seeing. Is this path is a more likely outcome that will be out of that wave. It would not be to that north like you've been seeing in the weather model on the 0Z this morning. You can even see this on the Euro as well. The chances for your tropical cyclone to form up, and you can see how it takes that westward path right towards Honduras and Nicaragua, not to the north. So both of them are showing that that northward path would not be possible. Matter of fact, when we look at all the perturbed members, all them lines you see, and this is a picture graph showing you the possibility outcome of what could happen. You can see for yourself that in 72 hours, it starts making its way into the Caribbean. And once we get a little further, some of them show that it will go towards Nicaragua, Honduras. They got one showing that it'll go towards Jamaica. Another one showing that it'll be the Western Caribbean because your high pressure is relaxing back. Another one, if you can see all the ensemble models of what the potential outcome could be with this system. Even showing it could get towards Florida, towards Louisiana, towards Texas. But once again, guys, this is the one you want to pay attention to. This is your controlled member. This is your more than likely outcome of what will happen out of all of these members. And you can see how that first wave will stay weak. And that is what I'm seeing with the NASA satellite. That it don't have a lot of precipitation in it. And it could strengthen up at the last second right towards Honduras. Go towards the Pacific and just weaken down. And that second wave don't even produce. Maybe get an upper level low, but you don't see anything out of it. Just a possible upper level low as it swings to the southeast. No threat to anybody, just bring in some more rainfall. So as we take a look at the NASA satellite, this is not the GFS, this is not the Canadian, this is not the Euro. This is a NASA satellite, and they have great information. It's been right all season long so far on the west-southwest push. And you can see as that first wave comes along, you can see how weak it is. It's getting rotation, so it will be a tropical depression, maybe a very low-end tropical storm. But at the same time, you can see all this precipitation coming in the wave is not getting around the center, so it is not strengthening up. So it will stay weak, just like you're seeing just now in the ensemble as it goes towards Honduras and Nicaragua. The concerning part is that second wave, when it starts coming off right around the very 1st of July, it does take a little bit of a northward push. It gets a little bit more precipitation, but this is why you see the difference in the modeling. You have one piece of energy that heads to the west. You have another piece of energy that has all the precipitation heading to the north. And the one that heads to the west goes almost in the same direction, right towards Nicaragua and Honduras. Something very weak, if anything. Don't worry about that one. It's just more rainfall for you guys. So you got to watch out for mudslides. But that second piece of energy that does head north, it starts getting a little bit more rotation on it. You can see how it tries right there on July 3rd, right by the Turks and Caicos going towards Bahamas. And when it goes towards the Florida, it tries to get an upper level low, even get a surface low all the way around the center, right for July 4th. Then as it comes across, it weakens down. But look, it heads almost in the same path that we see this morning in the GFS. So that's why it's just a little bit concerning to me, because the NASA satellite is showing that there is two paths. That's why you're seeing so much difference in all the modeling. But if you take a look at the Euro, which is a accurate model, you'll see with the precipitable water that as it pushes to the west, it goes across the Windward Islands, goes towards Honduras, and brings them a lot of rainfall and heads just like we've been seeing in the ensembles for what could happen. And that next wave will stay weak because all this high pressure around it and just be a big group of disorganized thunderstorms and just bring in some rainfall. It's not showing any possible formation out of that. But I will keep you updated on this. This is definitely still a little concerning, only because I see the NASA satellite is seeing something possible coming out of that. But once again, when you look at an update from the global tropics, you can see right here that in between June 25th and June 28th, there is a expected development of a tropical depression or a greater strength in this region, in the southern half, right across Windward Islands. And as you go towards the 29th through July 5th, they're showing the southern half all the way to Nicaragua and Honduras. A tropical depression at least or greater strength is where it's going to form. And all this green right here is above average rainfall that's going to happen, just like the Euro is showing, that it will head to the west on the first wave. And the second wave is going to just bring a lot of rainfall. I will keep this updated just to make sure we know exactly what's going on. But so far I'm showing, even though the NASA satellite sees an upper level low, something could form and make it that way. We've seen in the ensembles of the most likely outcome will be an upper level low passing right by the Bahamas towards the southeast. Not what we see on the GFS this morning going towards Florida and Alabama, a possible hurricane. Because as you look at all the cyclone locations, you can see the average of what they are all saying. The Euro is seeing that westward push. The KMA is seeing that westward push. The UK is seeing that westward push. The Canadian is seeing that westward push. And the Canadian is the one that's seeing that northward push. The GFS is seeing the westward push, but is going to break into the second wave and get that northward push. That's the only one that's showing that out of all 5 of them. So that's literally a 20% chance of that happening. But you can also see right in the Gulf of Mexico on that disturbance that we are dealing with in there, according to NASA satellite, that we actually get 2 upper level lows that will be carrying that precipitation around. Nothing big forming out of it. It's just going to bring a lot of rainfall, guys. But that's it. It's showing 2 upper level lows is going to swing all that precipitation around for all of y'all. You can also see, according to National Weather Service, in the next 2 days, it'll bring some rainfall for the Bahamas, southern Florida. This blue is indicative to an inch of rainfall. And it'll start coming towards southern Mississippi, Louisiana, and towards Texas, as well as New Mexico for your monsoon season. 3 days, it starts getting heavier in the Gulf of Mexico. 5 days, it starts coming on land a little more rainfall. And 7 days, it gets even heavier, especially for southern Florida. But you see how the heaviest part of precipitation mostly is in the Gulf of Mexico. But the coast will be getting some rainfall. But I have this link in the description for you guys, so please use it. This is according to the Euro for the next 5 days of rainfall, as well as the GFS. Takes it a little bit heavier, but only an inch for Houston and over 3 inches for San Antonio. If you look for just the next 3 days, it's when it starts making its way towards Houston. GFS shows that it's not quite as far as the Euro. There's going to be literally 2 upper level lows swinging all this around. So go to this model, zoom in as far as you want to zoom into your area and see exactly what the outcome will be just within the next 3 days of rainfall coming to you. Plus your update on your temperatures from National Weather Service, link in the description as well. As you go through today, these are your lows. As you go through Monday, it starts moving a little further across the central U.S. and the south. Tuesday, it spreads even further, some nice cool temperatures for everybody. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, it brings it back to the upper Midwest by the Great Lakes once again. And your highs will go down dramatically. These are your highs. You got some pretty hot temperatures for today, but remember, it will be cooling off. For tomorrow, it's going to come even lower. These are your highs. For Tuesday, these are your highs. For Wednesday, it's coming back to the upper Midwest. Thursday, is going across the Great Lakes again. And for Friday, it's going to continue to the northeast. So the highs are changing. Instead of being in the south, they're going to move across the northern U.S., where everybody else is starting to get this cool down. And I waited for the update from National Hurricane Center, and it didn't improve much, guys. 40% in the next 48 hours, 70% in the next 5 days. And all the information is still the same, guys. All it does say is that the tropical wave is becoming better organized. Everything else is still the same. And you can also see the next run with the GFS, the 6Z, that there really is nothing to worry about. It's showing just like the NASA satellite that it will stay more than likely an upper level low. The first system rolling through towards Honduras, getting down to 984. That would make it a hurricane. And the second wave just stays a wave. You can see the lines right here. Stays a weak wave as it rolls around the Bermuda High. And it does go towards Florida still as a very weak wave. You can see the lines curving right here. That is a very weak wave, maybe an upper level low, just like you've seen in the ensemble members of the most likely outcome. So please do not worry if you see more of this today. Please take that with a grain of salt. There's no way that would be strengthening up as it goes across. It would be weakening because of the high pressure. Now, I have this on NAM 3K so you can see the next 60 hours of what's going to happen. And you can see how you're going to get a little bit of rain here, a little bit of rain there for y'all, not much. But as that surface low, the upper level low starts forming in the Gulf, you can see it starts headed its way towards Tuesday afternoon. And that's what's going to bring y'all the heavier rainfall. And I did get the food video edited and done, guys. But we don't have any donations for this month for that. And I am promised to these people every single month I will help them out. And I am going to keep my word. It is good to help keep feeding people. So at the beginning of the month, I'm going to bring them some more food. I'm going to add that clip to the other video as well, because we are helping out. I am definitely helping out this pantry because they help out a lot of people. So God bless all of you. Hope you have a very blessed Sunday today. Now today, I want to read John 16, verses 18 through 33. They said, therefore, what is this he saith, a little while? We cannot tell what he saith. Now Jesus knew that they were desirous to ask him, and said unto them, do ye inquire among yourselves of that I said, a little while, and ye shall not see me, and again a little while, and ye shall see me? Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice. And ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. A woman, when she is in travail, hath sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish for joy that a man is born into the world. And ye now therefore have sorrow, but I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man taketh from you. And in that day ye shall ask me nothing. Verily, verily, I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall ask the Father in my name, he will give it to you. Hitherto have ye asked nothing in my name. Ask, and ye shall receive, that your joy may be full. These things have I spoken unto you in Proverbs. But the time cometh when I shall no more speak unto you in Proverbs, but I shall show you plainly of the Father. At that day ye shall ask in my name, and I shall say unto you, that I will pray the Father for you. For the Father himself loveth you, because ye have loved me, and have believed that I came out from God. I came forth from the Father, and am come into the world. Again I leave the world, and go to the Father. His disciples said unto him, Lo, now speakest thou plainly, and speakest no proverb. Now we are sure that thou knowest all things, and needest not that any man should ask thee. By this we believe that thou camest forth from God. Jesus answered them, Do ye now believe? Behold, the hour cometh, yes, is now come, that ye shall be scattered, every man to his own, and shall leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Amen. God bless you all today. May you have a very blessed Sunday. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. I really hope you have a good understanding of what's to come out of the tropics. Congratulations again to Dean. Dean, please contact me in the next 48 hours or we will be drawing again. Please like the video if you enjoyed the information. Help another realize he should watch it. Thank you again. And all glory, all power does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, our Father. And he loves you, every single one of you. Amen. Hallelujah. Have a very great day, everybody.